Hello, I am Zeynep Erol from Matthew Middle East Technical University, and I was in HKUST, Hong Kong Science and Technology University, while doing this work, and I am speaking on behalf of Zhiyuan from the University of Hong Kong, Eray Uzgunay from Bilkent University, and Eray LC from City University of Hong Kong, School of Creative Media. I will present our artwork called Sound Off, which is contextual storytelling using machine learning representations of sound and music. So we started this project with questions like how we can use machine learning techniques to enrich the interactions inside the immersive spaces, and how we can actually improve the experiences of audiences, and especially with interaction with the sounds, to make them capable of interaction with the sounds, and to change the way they are listening to sound and music inside the virtual reality, inside this artwork. So, and we found that one specific machine learning technique called Disney algorithm, which I will explain in more detail in next slides. And but basically, it gives us ability to convert the temporal sound sequences into spatial interactions, so that we in specific narration we have applied these techniques to show one's memories in a dream in a more contextual way. So before going into detail about the implementations of these techniques and design issues, I want to show you how artwork actually looks like. This is a train setting with nostalgic interior design, and it has some unrealistic features like it is on the water, and there is a character which is representing multiple people in our lives, and which is supporting the idea that in dreams actually the people can represent multiple people, or the environment can represent multiple places, which is complicated, and the sound as well is not very linear. And in here, the bubbles are representing sounds. They are sound sources. This these semi-transparent spheres, and the outside of the train, we are seeing a landscape which is generated by generative adversarial network. With 360 photos, and while experiencing sound off, the people are using controllers for listen the sounds, and for walking inside the train, and they are using headset as well, and the spheres which they are listening is being highlighted, and it shows us that which sphere is we are listening. So, and as I said, we have clustered the sound spheres with the algorithm called Disney. So the Disney is basically algorithm which is capable of group the similar data together. So, for example, in here we have used as input file audio files. So, and Disney can group the similar audio files basically in the similar positions. So, if you listen the spheres in one point, and the closer spheres which is close to that sphere, so they have actually similar musical features, for example, and with that actually we are transforming the linear experience of listening music into the more spatial interactions, because now actually we are not listening from one start to end. We are kind of inside the song, inside the sounds, and the part of the song is mapped inside the train. So actually, while listening, you are exploring the part of the sounds, because while listening, you are listening to similar parts, and but you walk and you hear some other parts, but they're actually coming from the same source. So Disney gave us ability to change to interact with sounds, basically, and we have used 5 themes to represent some narration, and I want to show you a video of our artwork to give you a feeling about what actually looks like. As you can see here, the player can listen the sounds by pointing them. So yeah, it's highlighting as well. So for example, here the theme is goodbye. So we have combined one song and with one speeches, and here this theme is hope, and we have combined the speeches from Martin Luther King and the song from Hong Kong local people, but again it's about hope. So yeah, there are other themes like longing, misunderstanding, and silence. We have used different kinds of pairs to support the theme. For example, this is the theme from theme misunderstanding. So additionally, we have changed the perspective of the audiences to support the theme again, like it is misunderstanding. And so this is the final scene, which is a silence, and this is kind of a sound of the voices, like so. Yeah, the experiences is quite different for every people, because you see, it's kind of exploration. It's like a game. It's like a movie, because it has some scenes, but also the audience can, walk around and has some interactions with the character as well. Not like the sound interactions, which is they can listen, but they can follow them because they can walk. So let's continue with the details about the artwork. For landscape, as you saw, we have used generated images and generated video with a specific algorithm called StyleGAN 2, and we have used large data set, 360 large images data set, which is recorded by our team, one of our member of team, and the setup of virtual reality is look like that. We have headset and controllers, and it is exhibited on one exhibitions called Osage in Hong Kong. And we did survey just after the opening of the exhibition, and I want to explain the findings after this survey. So because it is actually very interesting, some parts. First of all, the mood of the and if we have asked if it gives the realistic or dreamy feeling, and majority of people thinks it is dreamy, which was we intended to do that. So this is kind of a good finding for us, and for clustering as well. They thought that the sounds are very well organized. So because we didn't said we have used some algorithm to organize the sounds, but they already found that they are organized. So but for story, it is interesting. They thought that this setup, this novel setup, didn't help the story, like these themes like goodbye, misunderstanding, etc. But it enriched the experiences. I think with this controlling and with these interactions and the way they listen the sounds. So to explain more and how to explain how we came to this point, I want to show you our previous virtual reality design case studies before we did this final artwork, because we have decided our design decisions based on this testing. We have the two testing. One is with data set, like around 120 sound pieces, and the other one is just with one single music piece. And also we have tried to see which interaction way is better for us, like if it is ray tracing, like for the first one, for the New York one, the dataset one, or with the controllers. And also we tried if the mapping of sounds in 2D is better, or the 3D mapping is better. So after we did this, we have seen that. But to explain the Disney here, the first one, the Disney has grouped the sounds of New York and inside the sphere, and again chunks to the audio files and group the similar sounds together. But in the second one, actually, with our on-set algorithm, it chunks into this music piano piece, which is Rhapsody in Blue, into the pieces, and again map the part of the music into the space. So yeah, first one is using dataset. Basically, the second one is using one single music. And at the end, actually, we have combined these two way to use the Disney, because as you know, we have used pairs, which is consist of two audio file, which one is music, the other one is sound recording, and also. But we have used, too long audio file. And for other design decisions, for example, for interaction way, we have used controller, because we found that it is more good for specifically listen to one sphere, which is better. And we have found that 3D mapping is better for creating some space for audiences. For example, as you know, in the train, audiences can walk around. And yes, after these previous design case studies, we try to find the most efficient, more creative way to interact with the sound and listen to sounds, and how we can process the sounds, pre-processing and post-processing. And I wanna thank you to the people who are involved in this project, especially the Studio for Narrative Spaces in the School of Creative Media. And thank you very much for listening.